Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're going to be doing a little bit something different today. We're going to be changing out our headliner on our truck. So let's go out here and show you what we're doing. Don't mind the mess. Sorry, it's a little bit dark. Well, let's see here. Alright, so here's the headliner that's in here now. As you can see, it's sagging everywhere. It's just coming down. We have quite a bit to fix. So what she's doing now is getting everything pulled off so we can go ahead and just yank it out. Alright, so after about 10 minutes of work, we finally got it out. Next step is rip this old camo shit off. And it's just coming right off. Here, give it here. There you go. Yay. Now that that's off, you're just going to take a wire brush and just get all the glue residue and all the dust off.
Alright, so here we've been working on this about a half an hour. We've got almost 3/4 of it done. Still have that left to do. And we did actually get the sun visors, the fabric taken off those as well. So as soon as we get done, we'll be ready for fabric.
Alright, now that everything is off of it, I guess the next thing to do is take a damp rag to it. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, take a damp rag to it. Just give it a quick wipe down, let it dry for a few minutes before you bring it inside. And be sure to wear a mask when doing this. This stuff is nasty. It gets everywhere. Alright, it is wiped down. It has set up and dry for about, I don't know, about an hour now, I'd say.
Yeah.
So go ahead and bring it in. And we're just going to be doing this in our living room. So we got this sheet laid down so we don't get any overspray from the glue onto the floor. And this is the fabric that we're going to be using. We got this from Hobby Lobby. I think it's 3 yards, and it ran us about $27 for it. And we ended up getting extra because we plan on using the rest of it over here on the vent visors. Went ahead and stripped those down. After we're done with this, we're going to be doing those next.
We're using Hobby Lobby Special.
Alright, so do you want to flip it up to like here?
No, okay. Leave it where it is.
Okay.
I need to get a corner in here first.
I'll just go ahead and soak it in glue.
We got plenty.
Yep.
My house is gonna smell like glue for a little bit, but okay.
Yeah, that works. And press it down, let it sit.
Stuff dries so fast.
Does it?
Yes, it's like almost instant, so you have to do this fast. That's why you do it in small sections.
Good. So, you want to give us a little bit of an update?
Alright, so the first thing to do when you start to glue this down is work from the middle to the outside. That way you have a great base and you don't end up with more fabric on one side than the other, and you're nice and straight. That way you have no issues when you go to get ready to cut everything. Everything's nice and even, and it also helps the fabric stay on a lot longer so that you don't have to do this ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Best thing to do is, the only thing I can say is feel it up. You can feel the temperature change in the fabric where the glue hits it, and you can tell when it's starting to bond. You can feel it. It'll generally, with this fabric here that we're using, it'll get cooler. So when you feel that coolness, you know that the fabric is bonding. You know that the glue is doing the job it's supposed to do. So that's why I constantly rub it, just to keep feeling the temperature of it and see how well everything's laying down. Now, I've only got maybe, I'd say about 40% of this done. I haven't even started on the edges yet. So I'm just basically working my middle to the outside so the fabric stays even on both sides. I've got about 90% of the inside done. Now I flipped it over and I'm taking off the excess around the outside, leaving about, I'd say about 1.5 to 2 inches. That way I can fold it over and glue it down. And I have to do that all of the way around and get all the excess off and make sure that the edges are completely covered.
Yeah, okay.
Finally finished after I'd say about an hour to an hour and a half of actually gluing everything down. Everything is still extremely wet. Now, if you look on the back here, I did go through and all of the edges are glued down as well, all the way around. Everything is wrapped around, so you will not be able to tell.
Yep.
Except for where the light goes and where the console goes for the ceiling. But everything else is done.
Very nice. Want to go ahead and lay it down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks way better than that ugly camo. All right, so what's next?
Next, it's gonna have to sit in the house to dry for a day. I want to make sure it's completely dry before we put it actually into the truck. Now we get to do the sun visors.
Yeah, all right.
To match.
Perfect. So we got the damn it, the sun visors in here, and go ahead and cut all the material out that you need. And where's the one you just did at?
It's in the kitchen.
So over here, yeah, I'm guessing you glued all this down too?
Yep, it got glued before I pushed it in.
Alright, so go ahead and glue your material down. In the corners here, you can take like a scraper or just anything flat and push the edges into the center right there. We still have to do that right there, but that'll be later. Oh, I'm getting old.
You and me both.
Mm-hmm.
We're both old.
Oh, and just some advice. Don't take these out, because they're a bitch to get back in.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm. I almost had to go buy another one of these.
Pain in the butt.
Are you having fun over here?
No, this is horrible and ridiculous, and I am not liking this.
Oh.
This is not fun.
Should be the only time you have to do it.
Yep. It'll be the first and last time I have to ever do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, first thing you want to do is you want to take your sun visor and you want to measure it out. Now, I've measured this one a little bit too big. Not on purpose, just because I left myself a little bit of wiggle room. You're going to want to go ahead and cut this down to where it actually meets the plastic, the metal and the plastic together. Now, you're going to spray your glue all along here to the very end, and then flip it over. Spray lightly on your glue. You don't need to go heavy because it's going to stick. It's plastic. So, and leave yourself, I would say, maybe 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of room on each side, so you can go ahead and tuck it in. Now this side's already glued. This side is not quite glued yet. So you can see where I've already started and where it's gonna go. Okay, now I've already sprayed this extremely lightly. Now it's a little bit dirty because my blanket's dirty. But we're also working on the floor, so I have plenty of room. But you're gonna do the same thing as you did with your headliners. You're gonna feel it. Run your hands over it, lay it flat, make sure everything's exactly where it needs to go. Flip it back over and double check on your edges and make sure that everything, you have plenty of space and plenty of room to go ahead and do it. Now, when you start doing this, it really doesn't matter which way you start at. Me personally, I find an edge and I need to cut just a little bit off my edge right here because it's a little bit too much. So you're gonna take your thing, whatever you have, and just start shoving it in there. And you'll go back after you get everything in there and make sure that everything's pressed down immediately. But don't try and do both sides at the same time, just do one side at a time. That way they overlap each other, it's nice and snug inside, you don't have to worry about it coming out again. And if you have like too much like I do here, you can go ahead and cut it off. So I'm gonna leave myself a little bit extra more room just to be on the safe side in case I need it. And cut it off right here. There we go. Now if you're like me and you're messy, your area is gonna look like this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's not the first time we've done this.
No, this is not, but I tend to like a little bit of a mess when I'm working because that way I have extra around me if I need something and I know where everything is. This is like my little space when I'm working on my truck. Start shoving it in there. Like I said, it really doesn't matter which way you go, which way you start. As long as everything lines up, you're nice and glued down, all your edges are glued down. Like see this, I won't glue this down until later. I need to let the rest of it dry first. But I've already started tucking and it looks great.
Yes. Alright, so this here is the pin that you pull out that holds that in. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall that. And that's all it is.
Secure.
Nice. And they're done. So we're going to let these sit overnight and dry. And then tomorrow we're going to take the headliner, reinstall that, and then these after. You have any tips you want to give them?
Just make sure you take your time.
Yeah. How long did this take you?
We're looking at 4 hours from start to finish.
That's not too bad.
For the headliner and both the visors, taking everything apart, cleaning everything, gluing everything, setting everything properly. And I mean, it's not the best job in the world, but for my first try, I think I did pretty damn good.
Yeah, and we like the look better without the mirror on the passenger side and the slide out visor. We never use those, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep those out. But anyways, we're going to let these sit overnight and we'll be back here in just a moment.
All right, so here we are and we are getting ready to install everything into my truck. Now it is going to be a pain in the butt to get this back in, and it's beautiful. And we did do my sun visors as well, so I'm going to go ahead and set this down and video recording us putting it back in the truck. All right, we got it in, we got the centerpiece in. It actually helps to hold everything up. Now we're struggling with the sun visors, but it is in finally, thanks to my amazing buddy Dylan for his help.
Hello.
And we'll give you a progress update after we get the sun visors on and get the dome light in. And little piece of advice, go ahead and get that center top console in first. It helps hold everything up and hold everything in place where it needs to go before you actually put in your sun visors. Progress report, we have not gotten the dome light and the things attached yet, but everything else is in. The panels are back popped in, everything's where it needs to be. It's a little dirty from all of our hands and everything like that, but it looks really good. Now we just need to do a little bit of painting. This right here, this piece in my center is going to be replaced, so I'm not worried about painting that. And I'm probably going to end up replacing my dome light too because I've got a button out. So, but everything else is in and pretty.
Progress update. I got it put up there and still haven't found this because Melissa lost it. So once I find that, I'll put that back on. Well, anyway, since this is done, our buddy Dylan and Mariah is behind us. Apparently Dylan's never been to Galveston Beach, so we're going to surprise him today by going, hold on, there's an airplane coming towards us. Check that out.
That's really cool.
It's probably doing the that's what we're gonna be doing. So I guess just enjoy the time at the beach with us. We've never seen something like this before. It is 1:30 in the afternoon and Crystal Beach is covered in a thick fog. You can hardly even see the water for, I don't know, not even a quarter mile ahead of you. And it's pretty damn cold too. I don't know what's going on.
That's a little too close.
What?
Get in there?
No, like.
Oh, whatever.
There's a honk off going on at the Galveston Ferry right now. Yeah!
We got people dancing over here. We got all kinds of shit going on. Well, after a long day at Galveston and 2.5 hour wait on the ferry, we finally made it back into Crystal Beach. So we're going to end this video here. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.